Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Reincarnated as a Podcaster. I am your host. We are your hosts, the Ed Boy, the Forrest, and the Bob. And today...
Is it now we? I thought we were, like, very diplomatic. Like, I.
Is that what we were doing?
We're here with another hateful review.
Full of hate.
Full of
What are you
hate
talking
and vitriol.
about? I've loved this show since day one.
Bullshit.
I wake up every Friday afternoon when I show up.
He loved it so much. He watched some episodes twice.
I watched one episode twice.
The first one?
No, it's episode 3. It's when the thing happens.
It's like 3 or 4.
Right.
Because I think what we did is I saw it come out. So episode 1 and 2. It might be.
Yeah, it came out,
episode
they came
4
out, no,
then.
they came out together.
Yeah, because 1 and 2 came out, and I was like, oh, sweet, we can watch this. So I dragged these people to the TV to sit and watch it. And then episode 3 came out, but I don't think we didn't hang out that week or something happened. So I watched 3 by myself, and then I started to watch 4. And then something really big happened. I'm like, I'm going to save this for the guys, so I'll have to rewatch it.
So we're talking about Halo.
We're talking about Halo. The
Halo-
TV series.
Halo 2.
TV series.
My favorite video game.
Yeah.
Or Halo 3, I'm not sure.
Where
if
the
it's my
Arbiter
favorite.
is the best character.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Halo. What is it? 8 episodes? 8 episodes
8
of this.
It's
episodes.
8
yeah.
fantastic episodes.
8 episodes.
I don't know if there's like
whatever
a
this is.
An hour long.
Halo season 2. I don't know if there's like a name for this. No, it's just called Halo.
This is
Okay.
Halo.
Yeah.
This is Halo Season 2.
This is Core 2.
So each episode has a name except for episode 8. It's called episode 8. So
Oh.
Beautiful.
Do the names have to...
yeah, they mean stuff during the show.
Right.
But
Remember, we're trying to watch episode 7 and 8. We're like, whoa, we're in season 1. We're like, what's going on?
that was bad because we were watching 7 and then we just clicked on it and it was like, when did they get together?
What's going on?
I don't understand.
Oh my God.
And then we're like, oh, we're on season 1. I'm like, I don't remember this happening in season 1. Did I watch season 1?
Goes to show how impactful Season 1 was.
I remember a lot from season 1.
Yeah, sure. I don't
His
remember.
ass was pretty nice.
Yes.
Remember him pulling out his, non-emotion meter
I
thingy.
love his Batman voice.
His Batman voice.
Yeah, I think it really comes out in season 2, though.
Oh, yeah. He's
You're-
a little more talkative.
Your
Yeah.
standard gruff man action hero voice.
I've learned.
Where is he?
I've learned I like Master Chief more without any armor at all. Maybe some would say like 3 episodes straight without armor is pretty cool.
Probably more.
3 was like 5, bro.
No, not the helmet, but without the armor.
He had no armor until the end.
Yeah, but that's it.
Well, he had it in the first episode, I think, and then he got decommissioned.
It's like 5 episodes.
He got decommissioned, and they're like, we're taking your armor away. He's like, no. And then he spends 5 episodes.
No, because like the
looking for his
first 3
armor
episodes are him fighting Reach
without an armor.
with armor.
No,
he doesn't have
He doesn't have armor.
Because he
Oh,
goes,
shit, he did have armor,
he
yeah.
goes to visit Perez and her family.
Then he gets bodied by the wart with swords.
Yeah.
He survives somehow.
He 1v1s
Swords.
them
Yeah,
without armor.
Without armor.
I mean, he's
forgot
a super
about that.
soldier, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, still.
But yeah, they are also super soldiers. Some would say. Some would say wart. They stab you
Yep.
and it's over.
They were like 3 feet taller than him.
The thing that doesn't make sense about the show, we got all these weapons from Halo,
Yeah.
and they're all using fucking like SMGs that you can find in the real
Normal
world.
ass.
It's like
SMGs.
motherfucker.
Fucking
And then-
AK-47.
But
Yeah.
every once in a while, they'll bring out like the assault rifle.
Or
It's usually just the assault
well,
rifle.
it's normally the pistol.
The assault rifle or the pistol.
Yeah.
'Cause I've seen a lot of the assault rifle.
I swear I saw the BR in an episode.
Did you?
I think so.
I think it's meant to
Or
be, but it
DMR, I
wasn't
can
like
tell.
designed like at all.
Yeah, because my issue also, it's like going. That's episode 2 or 3 when he fights the elites without the armor. He's fucking like he's running around with all these people. He's like one-shotting them with the pistol. And I'm like, all these other people are having issues fighting.
And they have
these
the same gun?
Yeah. Or better guns, some would argue. And he's just like, yeah, pop, 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 using
It's,
these fire
it's
grenades.
Main character buff, you know?
Bullshit buff.
Because for some reason, the person wielding the weapon makes it more powerful. It's like some bullshit shonen.
Wait.
God, I don't know, man. There's certain parts where you're just like, man, these are good fights. Like, I'd argue this season's fights are better.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Season
there is.
one.
There are better fights.
They had
yeah.
3 good fights.
At least.
Yeah.
Out of 8 episodes, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's better than last
like
season.
A third.
But it's like, you'll have all these cool weapons. You have all these cool armor sets.
Yeah.
You just never use them.
All the budget were for the energy swords and the wartwords.
Yeah, but the energy swords, remember when she pulled out her mini energy sword, the little energy dagger, and stabs one of the elites, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Later episode, and it's just like, what the fuck is that? Is that their butter knife? Like,
Oh, they have like those elites that have the, what's it called? The Assassin's Creed energy swords, I like to call them, the little mini gauntlet one.
But hers was even smaller because
Yeah.
like it was like that big in her fist.
That's why.
It's human size.
But the elites are like
scales.
fucking 12 feet tall.
It scales to size.
So why did fucking John Halo himself have a normal size sword?
Yeah, that guy.
It scales to size.
Where's the fucking helmet, bro? Where's the fucking helmet?
I think the season was worse because I'm like, okay, he doesn't have the helmet. I can deal with it sometimes.
Yeah.
But he don't wear the armor.
Well, I mean, for certain bits or what they're trying to do to his character, in some places, I'm like, okay, right? I mean, if he's not wearing the armor, then I don't fault him for not wearing the helmet, right? Like the whole, and that's okay, and that's fine, that's whatever.
That's what they should have done. You take my armor, but you don't take my helmet.
And I guess in the effort, right, of trying to make this more of a drama show, I understand that the character isn't always killing things, and they're probably not going to wear their super soldier armor. And that's okay. That's fine.
You sure he's not always killing things? I'm pretty sure he's always killing
this
things.
is not always true. Sometimes
Okay,
he broods. So
That's true. He can brood in the armor.
but all the times he has the armor, I'm like, the helmet.
Put it off.
Because, like the last episode, he finally gets his armor back, and then he's like holding his helmet.
Yeah, he wears
I'm
it
like,
for a second.
you're on a random planet in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, it's probably fine to breathe.
And then when he put it on, I was so high. I'm like, yeah, he put it on, yeah. And then he gets his ass kicked, and then he takes off his helmet. I'm like, what? Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching. Where's my armor?
There's a few things. There's a few things I find kind of egregious with this show. There's a few things that I'm like, well, I mean, they made a valiant effort, and this looks kind of cool. And then everything else is kind of mid. So,
Where do you want to start on your list?
Positives or negatives?
You always start with the positives because this show is amazing.
Positives. Okay, I really like how they did the flood.
The flood's pretty good.
That was pretty
The
redeemable.
flood is dope.
Yeah,
sure, I mean,
yeah.
it's only the final episode where these fuckers show up.
Pretty good.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
If we're going off of game-wise, they're only one game off.
Yeah,
Because this is Halo 1, Halo 2, and then Halo 3. That's exactly the storyline
They're
we're
just
going
gonna skip
for.
Halo 2,
because that's
bro.
totally what
And
they're doing.
Reach.
Yeah, because that's what they're doing. But I do really like how they did the flood.
The flood was cool.
Like for at least, without making the weird giant blobby things that we eventually
Explode
get.
and-
We eventually get in in Halo 1.
Even the little parasites are way smaller, less like...
my monkey
Yeah.
brain when the
Big
flood
blow-up-y.
showed up, I was like, whoa, yeah.
But I do like the aspect of like the body horror of it.
Yeah.
Because there is that moment, I think, in Halo 1, right? Where, you see the transmission of Sergeant's team and you see the flood come out and like the tone of the game shifts, right? Where there's a little bit more of a horror element to it. So, and I do like how they lean into obviously, I mean, the parallels are obviously there. It is like a zombie infection, right?
Yeah.
Where they lean into that and you see that imagery and it makes the flood kind of chilling.
Yeah.
Obviously, how they find it and everything is completely different and all that, but that's
I
fine.
love it.
But the way-
I love it breaking out on the ship. That's like the main ship in the fleet with
Yeah.
all the main characters.
It's great.
And Halsey, the nobody character gets bit. We'll never see her again. She's
No,
on
we
the
never see her
fucking
again.
Creo
But
fight.
technically, I mean, if you really wanted to, you don't see her through all 3 Halo games, right?
That's fair.
I love when she's like, they had light bridges. Light bridges.
I like how also, like, when they find that she's just standing on the light bridge as this dissolving looking at something, she's like, you need to move, Mom. I'm like, What?
What?
The light
I feel like this piece of dialogue only exists for exposition, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, you don't think they make a good mother-daughter combination?
Oh no, they probably do. You know, that's whatever's right. That's the least of it. Anytime a film, like a film or a TV show or anyone, has to be like brother or like mom or dad. I'm just like, this feels to me like a porno setup, and that's just all it feels like. That is the level of exposition.
I'm stuck.
Bro, that is the level of exposition that is coming through in the dialogue, and that's what it feels like to me.
Help me, step flood. I need to.
Yeah, that's what it feels. Anytime someone's just like saying something like "mom" or something like that, that's what it feels like. Exact same feeling.
It did feel pretty cheap.
Yep.
When she said it, it was
It
just
came
like.
out of nowhere. I was like, what?
Exact same feeling. There's very strange ideas. Well, I think I heard someone talking about it, right? Like a lot of this season feels like, so we have these characters that we put in season 1 that we don't know what to do with anymore.
So what should we do with
Asian
them?
girl wasn't it Quan?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So I think we're just going to have these bullshit side stories. I mean, we're trying to correct, because I feel like they are a little bit, right?
Well, yeah, because they got people that played the game at least once.
Yeah, exactly. So they have people, or even some actors that actually like, appreciate the material and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe they did take some feedback from season 1. They're like, hey.
You know what? Maybe we'll try to shift in this direction, but we have all these people. So we're just going to make them do random bullshit, and we're going to see how that works.
What I really like the idea is, like,
Yeah.
you got these random characters that everyone loved
Oh, yeah, of course.
so
Yeah.
much.
Of course.
My favorite character was Quan.
Yeah, Quan,
Season 1.
or I like the rogue.
The rogue Spartan.
Spartan, he's really useful. Very, very good character. Like, you have all these characters that are so useful.
Yeah.
And we just keep moving their story on. And then you got these main characters that go out through these games. They're in very important roles. And we just kill them off. It's fine. We don't need them anymore.
Dude, they were trying to say on budget.
They're like the same paid actors. It's not like, yeah, main character B is a better, more money. It's like, nah, you probably cost as much as
I
shitty
know this
characters.
character's in more games, so we're going to kill him off right now.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's like just meant to be the shock value, or if it's just meant to be like, oh, hey, we're going to piss off these people we already pissed off to begin with anyway.
Yeah.
Just for the funsies, for the lulls.
Because you had, in the same scene, you had Captain Keyes, or General, or whatever he is in this.
He's an admiral.
Admiral Keyes in this.
Dead.
And then you had the stupid Spartan that was useless.
Yeah.
The runaway Spartan.
Yeah.
In the same scene where he could have sacrificed his life to save the ship to keep the main character alive.
Well, I mean, obviously this timeline's already like fucked, right? Like,
Well, yeah, I know.
I understand.
It's
I mean,
fucked.
when you turn an event, right, a big pivotal event in the story of Halo, and you turn it into a footnote on the back of an episode.
No, it was a footnote.
You already know it's completely out the
It was
fucking
in the
window.
footnote 3/4 into the episode. 'Cause there's still stuff that happened after.
Like
Footnote.
it is. That's the thing. It's like the like over the course of like what the story is, right? The fall of Reach is such a pivotal moment in the shift of the entire thing. Okay, so there's a little bit of this. There's another thing to add to this, right? And it's a problem I had since the first season.
Oh, wait, we're only talking about good stuff right now.
It's gone. It's gone. It's already over. The fight scenes, great. Fight
Keep
scenes,
going, keep going.
amazing.
Keep going with what we're talking about.
Cool. So it's McKee, right? But McKee is like has always been my problem, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
why is there a human with the Covenant, right?
Right.
Why can't we just go, the OG, like
Wart
traditional
and wart go together.
like the traditional, just like alien invasion. I mean, it was so nice in the beginning, right? Because it's not just your standard alien invasion either, right? This is not like the Independence Day aliens or something where they're like this being we don't understand, right? The original parallel, right, of like a religious fanatic group deciding they want to colonize the universe plays such a good parallel to the UNSC by itself that it does not need a human face. They are very human.
But there's not you just don't understand. There's not enough emotion in the show. That's why we took the helmet off. So we might as well remove the monsters.
You can't show the aliens' emotions because
you don't
have
understand them because their facial structures are different.
Then what the fuck is like the last 60 years of sci-fi with aliens that we've had and their emotions?
This can't do it, dude. Can't do
Can't
it.
do it. Impossible.
We can't tell.
The budget wasn't there. We got rid of the armor, which we paid for already, and we got rid of the facial expressions for monsters.
I feel like that was just an easy hitter, right? Even if you understand, like, even if you were to look at, I don't the political ideology or anything of the writers, right? Like, it is perfect cannon fodder, right? We can poke fun of the religious zealots, but no, that's not what they decide to do.
But how do
It
we?
hits too close to home. That's why I didn't do it.
But think about it. If we got rid of her, who is Master Chief gonna fuck? This is the question I have to
Perez.
answer. No. But it's on the alien side. Is he gonna fuck like a grunt? That's just weird. Like Jackal, maybe,
how is
but
he gonna
like,
develop romantic feelings?
yeah.
Right.
You see him with like the Jackal with the shield. He's like, oh, look at that. He's got a beautiful rifle.
It's so weird to me. Like that is like the relationship you wanted to develop when you already had. Well, I mean, we talked about this on the first season, right? When you already had the perfect relationship between him and Cortana, right? And that was the
back
whole
burner, bro.
Yeah, that was the whole like thing of Halo in general.
Yeah.
Halo is her with aliens.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's basically what it is.
What I don't get of this subplot with her is that she's always like, Master Chief, you're just like me. You're more than a super soldier. I'm like, what the fuck is he? He's a super soldier.
No, he's got powers.
And that's it.
He's got magic.
But I guess he got magic
He's got
powers
magic
and a
Forerunner
tragic
powers.
backstory.
Dude,
and
wait until
he can touch
fucking-
this portal
I
shit.
think season 3 is gonna start off. He's gonna get the light sword, and then he's gonna how she runs away.
Yeah.
He's gonna like force pull her in. I mean, grab far away
with
he
his
can't
grab,
use force
with
pull.
the grappling hook.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting, like the idea, or like just like switching away from wanting to push just like a very specific chosen one story, and not the idea that these ancient aliens decided all of humanity were chosen ones.
Yeah.
Right. Which is a weird like step away from me, right? Because it's almost like they want to demonize humanity in general, right?
Which makes sense.
Which makes sense, and I understand that. But at the same time, like while doing so, shying away from the idea that the Forerunners thought humanity was
the next
the
step.
next
basically.
step, right?
Yeah.
It's the chosen people, right? Instead, they're just like, oh, we're just gonna make this one guy the chosen person, because there's hints, right, and like foreshadowing and stuff in some of the dialogue that Halsey says and things where she did something else to John's DNA to make him something
He's
else.
part alien.
So maybe.
Bruh.
So it doesn't make sense. So if he got his DNA changed,
Yeah.
why? So is she legit the chosen one? Because she has no DNA change.
Or the aliens did something similar, some
okay.
bullshit. Where there's the Forerunner juju mixed into their
it doesn't
blood.
feel like they did anything
What
there.
if they're siblings and they have an incestuous relationship?
I love Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. Except in Star Wars, they just kissed.
Yeah.
Nah, they already fucked.
Yeah.
No
So this
going
is Game of
back.
Thrones.
No going back.
It's like every new TV thing is like, how can we be the next Game of Thrones? Incest.
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 That's the plot twist for season 3. Like, oh, we're related. No way.
You know,
way.
I was talking
Let's
about
fuck again.
I was talking about the dialogue. This is just a porno.
Well, yeah, of course it has been.
High budget porno.
The budget can't be that high.
Not a lot of sex.
But that's the only thing I think. Like egregious side characters or useless side characters or useless side plots, I think is just standard of television.
Well, yeah.
It just is what it is. But I feel like you pull away from the themes of what made the story great by having that weird thing on the other side.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm fine with you adding characters. I'm fine with you changing story and slightly. 'Cause
Yeah.
Obviously, Halo is basically shooty.
Of course.
Cutscene that's like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then shooty.
And I understand that, right? Because there are examples of doing that correctly. I mean, The Last of Us is probably the greatest
If you
example.
say so, this is probably one of the best
Yeah, sure.
video
It's
game
like,
adaptations.
it's one of like the greatest examples of doing that, right? Where
Yeah.
you take away some of that action, but like the character beats are done so well that you're like, okay, this is fine. This is good, right?
Hear some people say this is better than Dune.
Anyway,
I have a word for those people. I will not say. So
they are lovely people.
they're lovely people. But like, and that's the thing, right? So I don't understand. Well, okay, I understand why you put a human on the other side, and it's really shortchange of being like, oh, our audience is too stupid to realize the humanity in the alien menace, so we have to put a human there for I don't know, stupid drama reasons because we can't think of anything better.
But you can always have just like they have enough explaining in that fucking show with the High Council.
Are viewers really that dumb, or just the producers are like, dude, they're dumb. You gotta explain
I think the producers are so dumb that they have to write it in so they understand what they're
that makes sense,
explaining.
that makes sense.
I think it's also a case of too, like all these writers have to hit certain beats because you can see it. You can see a lot of things a mile away because it's hitting the exact same beats of every mass-produced show that has come out in the last decade, right? Because it has to. It's like, oh, we have to do this. There has to be a mystery box element because the god of television, J.J. Abrams, told us to.
You son of a bitch.
Love you.
Right? And like they always have to do these certain things, and these like you could take this plot, you could take its beats, you could take its editing style, and other than the cheap veneer of sci-fi, it's no different than Rings of Power. It's no different than the newer Star Wars shows. Other than like a few like,
you gotta stop naming all these
ones.
top tier shows. Like we gotta start naming some shitty ones out there, maybe.
But it is all the same with a different veneer. Like some of your character archetypes are all exactly the same. The story beats that they all go through are the same. It's as if all of these scripts were mass produced, and then someone stuck a veneer, like a sticker on them, and be like, "This is the thing."
Actually, they are AI.
They're AI generated.
Yeah, that's what they get. A nobody writer, and we're like, dude, no one will complain. But actually, he's the ghostwriter.
Because then what happens when you ever get any actor and anybody that ever cares about whatever the source material is, right?
They boot him out.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill.
Well, Henry Cavill's one, right?
bro.
But like the actor for in this show, the actor for Ackerson, he's a big fan.
Yeah.
And you could tell like he tried. He's like,
They fucked him over.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
Because you could tell he tried, and because the character of Ackerson is in like the extended lore and stuff of what is Halo, right?
Yeah.
He is an Oni agent and stuff, and it's kind of a shitty person in that series, right? And you could tell like he really tries with the material he's given. But you know, it's just the way it is.
Poor guy.
It doesn't help.
I feel him.
I don't understand, and this is one of my things of television in general. I don't understand the fear that I think there is in writing of just having one set of characters go through a story.
Money. It's like we need as many characters as we can to get as much like maybe you'll like what I picture is we'll have 13 characters instead of 3 because maybe these 13 characters, one of them will be you.
Yeah.
Where these 3 might not be you, so you'll stop watching because you can't put myself in movies.
But you can have side characters, right? You can have moments like this, or even if you like dedicated one episode to some side characters, as long as what they go through ties into like the main character's plot, it works perfectly. We'll take
Or like the last.
We'll take The Last of Us,
Ooh.
like episode 3, right, with Nick Offerman's character and stuff.
That's a good
Sure,
episode.
you know you have an episode dedicated to like this couple, right, and these characters, but it's because what they go through mirrors like the main character's plot so well that it works. That you don't hate it, right? But like you look at the characters in the show, right? Like if John is supposed to be your main character, right? If your main characters are supposed to be John, we'll even say like McKee, and we'll say like Halsey, right? Like let's say that's your holy trinity of your main characters in the show.
Sure.
Every other character should exist for them.
You have the Asian girl who helped Halsey.
Yeah.
And you had
Perez. She
Perez.
had like 3 lines.
She helped John, and then you had.
But like the thing is, like Perez is a side character, right?
Yeah.
Perez is a character that's tied into John's story, and that's fine. I'm okay with this, right? We don't see Perez doing her own thing somewhere else that has nothing to do with it.
She was the best character.
Like her story runs parallel with his, and that is the kind of character that is, I guess, perfect as a side character, right?
Yeah.
Like any character that runs parallel and either mirrors the main character's goals or is like an opposite of the main character's goals, but has to do with the main character, is a brilliant character.
So you like the enemy white girl?
She works, right, for the story they're trying to say. I don't like her. I don't like her as a source material like person, but as a character, she does fulfill the role. She has the purpose of being the opposite to John, allegedly. Even though I don't think it's done very well.
His sister. Calling it right now.
You take Soren, or you take Quan.
Fuck that character.
Yeah, or you take all these characters, right? Where Soren should have been a mirror of John. He is just a useless side character that takes up space. I don't know what, like, where Quan was supposed to be originally a mirror to the oppression of the Spartan system, becomes just this weird, useless character that we don't know what to do with.
She sees things. She has mental powers.
So it's like you could tell you could tell originally, like, oh, we're gonna have these archetypes because we're supposed to for this type of story.
Yeah.
And then they overstay their welcome, or they never had anything to, like, they never thought of what they were gonna do with these people other than they only exist to fulfill this role, and they do it shittily.
Yeah.
You think they were like, we're not gonna get a season 2, so we're gonna do this?
No, I think they were gonna get a season 2. Their brains were like, maybe not season 3.
No one will notice.
We made money. Who gives a shit?
But that's the build, right? And that's the thing, is like they do all these things thinking that they're building. I don't know. They're trying to do, I don't know, world building, or they're trying to build the mystery box in weird ways, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't serve a story. It doesn't serve like any purpose in the grand scheme of what this is.
It serves, and so the thing it serves is there's 8 episodes, about an hour each ish.
Oh, it
and you just need to kill some time. So
it serves to kill time. But
killing that time on a Friday night.
But you don't have to do this, right? And you can have a great thing. You look at Breaking Bad season lengths; they're not long.
Yeah.
Like the first season, 6 episodes. The last season drops down to like 4 or some bullshit, right? But it tells a very precise story. This is this man's story, and everyone around it serves to propel that story forward.
Think about it. We could have made it longer. Just think about that.
How long is season 1? 10 episodes?
Sure. I'll look it up. Give me a second.
And that's the thing. Like, I feel, to me, that's also Game of Thrones' problem. To, like, when you get into the later end, it's probably why George R. R. Martin can't finish his books.
He never will.
Where he created this weird web of side characters and relationships and styles, and he made it so convoluted and so expanded and so big that he wrote himself into a corner where he doesn't know how to, like, put it together.
It's season 9 or 9 episodes. The issue with that with him, I think he wrote so much. It's not he wrote himself into a corner.
He doesn't remember.
I think he wrote himself into a warehouse that has nothing in it, and he's trying to fill it.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, let me fill this, put this here.
And that's the thing. It's like you could tell that, like, the back end of Game of Thrones tries to overcorrect by providing main characters that he never did.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the only way writers, know how to do things.
Yeah, we're trying to pair things together so you can either chop them, or you just have them just go off.
Yeah, which is why you're like, oh, we're gonna take this character that he killed, we're gonna bring him back. Maybe that's what his plan was. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out after he's gone and his books are released posthumously.
I'm calling it. When he dies, they're gonna be like, this is the release because he finished all the books. He's just still on a post.
Been done for years.
So where you turn Jon Snow into an opposing character, where Daenerys has always been like a really main character.
Yeah.
Right? And that's fine.
But I feel like this season also did that with I don't remember his name, the Spartan that ran away.
Soren. Yeah.
Soren.
I think that's his name.
With his wife and child. Like, they brought them together so something could happen, and they cut the wife at the end, and then now we got child and husband with some random scavengers.
Have their side story.
Yeah, well, it feels like they're adding stuff to cut things slightly so they can.
They're trying to trim the fat.
They're killing characters slowly.
Yeah.
But the question is why go through the effort of putting so much bloat in the first place, right? Because and this has always been my issue, even with anime and stuff as well, right? When you
like those beach episodes. We're not getting
no. I'm not talking about filler, right?
Okay.
It's not necessarily.
We need those.
It's not filler or fan service, right? It's like when you go off and do like side character stuff that doesn't contribute to a main plot when you've had a main plot for a while, right? I understand when a show is built on the premise of side characters, and that's what you do, and that's great, and that's fine, right? But when there is supposed to be a through line or like a character motivated story, anytime you add like any bloat to it, you're just weighing it down.
Yeah.
You don't add to it. It's just unnecessary fluff.
The writers were like, damn it, we don't have enough content to make an hour episode. Let's throw this story in here.
To be fair, what I think they were doing was probably what we're all thinking. They're hitting the people that aren't in the game. Instead of it just being all white people, they do need to hit some of that.
But Halo by like design has always been diverse.
I know, but there's not enough women in the game. Enough.
I get
biracial. There is added characters.
You didn't add the best,
but he doesn't come until
person of color.
He doesn't come until the first game. We haven't hit there yet. We haven't hit there yet.
And then you kill him.
He's gonna be. I'm calling him. If he does come in, he's gonna be Samuel L. Jackson.
Dude, that'd be the best.
Sergeant Johnson.
They don't have the budget, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, they've been cutting things. He doesn't even wear armor anymore. Think about the money that they have for
but
Samuel L. Jackson.
They already have the suit.
Yeah, but it's fine. They sold it. But now we can have Samuel L. Jackson as
I hate
our
those
boy.
shots where they film inside the helmet and you see
Oh my!
side to side. I'm like, oh my
See,
god, bro.
well, that's what I think we said in the first one. I'd rather have that with him have the armor on,
yeah.
than him take the goddamn helmet off so he can see the same thing. Like, I'm gonna keep going back to the writing.
I mean, that's the thing. And so I can adding characters. Adding characters is fine, right?
Yeah.
Adding characters to the story because you want people, or even fuck, dude. I don't even care about like race swapping some of them. That's
fine.
It's fine. I that's fine with
I
me.
thought Captain or Admiral Keyes was fine. I love this character.
I just hate bloat.
Yeah.
Right.
The Asian girl is just in the way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, now she has magical powers. This is bullshit.
Because I don't
Fuck off.
I don't mind that. You want to make Captain Keyes what he is? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Whatever's right. Absolutely beautiful. Like you want to add people like earlier than they originally appear.
That's
just
fine
because
too.
you want to add that. That is also fine. Right. That is great. I just hate when you give people shit that doesn't matter.
It doesn't make sense. And then it's like, it said these games to me never felt like there was magic or people had powers. There's always like
it gets really weird that way.
But
that's under 343 and under 343 Halo is shit
I don't
anyway.
I consider
That's why the TV show is shit.
Yeah.
I consider everything up to 3 basically perfect in canon.
Well, even
and after
Reach.
is
It's not until 4 that you start getting fucking weird.
Oh, I mean 3 in the timeline
yeah.
because Reach is way before.
Yeah.
ODST is way before. I love all that
They should
shit.
have just done ODST.
Yeah, fucking throw in the random characters. Well, they killed Onyx in this fucking show, and not in the right way. To be fair, if you read the books, but either way, it's like there's all these characters, all this material from beforehand.
Yeah.
All these, even if you want to add side characters like they did, there's books with side characters.
You can
that
pull
go.
from them. Yeah, it's written
With
for
him.
you. It's written for you. It's there.
They don't have licensing for it.
Maybe there's.
They named the one episode Onyx. That's a team name. There's 5 people there. God,
Well, they should have all of it because anything that's under the Microsoft umbrella should be something that they have.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
If you think about it, right?
I wonder what they're gonna do with Halsey Frozen.
I think. Well, what I would have thought is that they were going to use it for like, you know how Admiral Keyes in the video game dies to the flood to. Then like, oh, humans, basically. That's what I was picturing Halsey was going to become in this. But now they froze her. Now they froze her, so I don't know what they're going to do with that. It seems very like, oh, we'll put her in the back burner. She's a little expensive this next season.
There's weird character differences, and maybe, I don't know, obviously I don't know what the end game is, if there even is an end game, if they even were thought about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, like, because I think whatever that is makes decisions kind of weird to me of like what they did with certain characters.
What are they going to do with Dr. Keyes?
Yeah.
The girl.
Who was supposed to be
technically.
a ship captain, right?
Yeah.
In the original, I guess, timeline. But even with like Halsey, right? There's like the thing with the flood where she seems kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost awed by that one time they see Forerunner structures, right? Where like the original timeline, Halsey is probably like the character that knows the most about her, right? And I think that's what I always loved about her character, right? And like the Halo series as a whole, because she always seems like this character, like you don't see the depth of what she knows, right?
To me, what I pictured her is she's as knowledgeable as Cortana is, because she's almost 1-to-1 built for her. Obviously, person. Pretty much, but Cortana has internet to look at everything. Where
also, like in the original timeline, Cortana's built with Forerunner tech.
Yeah,
like the reason she's so advanced is because Halsey understood Forerunner tech enough to make this super AI that's better than every other AI they made before.
And we slap it on a chip and then we break it, and then oh no, what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? And that's the thing. Like Halsey to me was always a character that you never knew where she stood because you never knew how much she knew.
Yeah.
But she seems like they try to do that, but she also seems so shallow in this show.
Oh, very shallow.
Like,
she also seems very like focused. Like there's shit going around her that's important. She's like, well, I want to do this.
Well, her character is kind of like that, right? And that's fine. Like I can understand the drive, right?
Yeah.
Like you are a person that is driven by this goal. This goal is curiosity on Forerunner tech, and they will do anything to achieve this, right?
The flood is spreading, but look at this. This is fantastic, but we're dying.
Shiny.
But this is so cool.
Yeah. And there's things like there's weird characterizations like that don't make her as menacing as the show wants her to be.
Yeah. I also feel like they did a real big disservice to Cortana in this season too.
Yeah.
3 seconds of screen time?
No, she had 4.
Right.
No, but it just feels like I don't understand why John was also so interested in her. Like, when she's falling to the planet in the ship, and he's like, I need to save her because she's been with me for about 10 seconds in this whole shit. You're like, but why? There's no like, it doesn't matter.
There's no satisfying payoffs.
Yeah.
Because they don't do the legwork for those.
Yeah. And I also feel like Halsey is also like John's really enthralled with Halsey in the games too. Like she's really important to him. In the show it feels like, oh yeah, I haven't seen you in like a week.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Or like, I hate what you did to me, right?
Yeah. And in the game it always felt like it was another I want to bang her too. That's how I always pictured like his character with Cortana or Halsey. They have that like a relationship, it feels like.
Because I mean the story has always been the story of a robot of a man learning to be human.
Yeah.
Right? And doing so and learning to be human, not by another human, but by a piece of artificial intelligence.
From another robot.
No. And that's what's beautiful about like John's story arc in the Halo series.
Yeah. Right?
Which is why, like, to me, it seems almost a shame to divert away from that to something that is almost, I would say, objectively worse.
I don't even know what his story arc is in this.
Yeah.
I'm man.
I'm man. I get mad. I shoot thing, and then we move on while I go fuck something.
I have tragic background. I don't remember what happened to me. Blah 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 blah.
But it doesn't even
soldier. Blah 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 blah. Touch technology.
I remember my history.
Unlocks my brain.
But it doesn't even. It's not even like he's looking for the past. He's looking for something he needs in the future. It's almost like, look, we're just looking for something that's here, bro. Cool. You're like, what?
I look for the MacGuffin because that's what the story requires of me.
It just doesn't feel like he has any. It's weird to say, Master Chief, John himself doesn't feel like he needs to be in this show. I don't understand why he's here.
He doesn't even feel like the main character.
He's a plot device in his own show.
He comes on screen. I'm like, cool. He's gonna kill things, or we're gonna learn something about.
He's gonna grunt.
History that's not gonna matter.
Brood a little bit, and then that's it.
I don't know, man. Because this show.
Because this season felt like the Keys season, where it felt like anytime they were on screen, something important was happening. They were moving everything forward. Constantly.
I did like this Chief season better than the first one.
Yes.
But the bar is on the floor.
Yeah.
So
it can go deeper. I've seen fucking bars pull out shovels and start digging.
So I don't know, man. It's like nothing feels like a character. Everything feels like a plot device for a shitty plot.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It just feels so empty.
Yeah. I will also say I don't feel like this show has any horrible acting in it. either.
No.
Like, obviously, we don't like the main character, but that's because of how it's more written, and I think he's a part to do with
The
that.
writer's fault.
Yeah. But I've heard he's also like, no helmet because I want screen time. So, you know.
Yeah.
I want you to see my face. I'm like, bro.
But it doesn't feel like any of the actors are doing anything that feels wrong.
No.
It feels like the writing just
I
was
feel like
not
the
there.
script is shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think that the acting is so bad. I just feel like the rails that they're on are garbage.
Like the fight scenes are pretty good. Some of the CG is very.
It's TV though, right?
It's like
Sides,
Yeah.
Like I've seen worse.
They don't got movie budget.
Yeah, I've seen worse. I can watch this. Like if you took out Master Chief and just said it's sci-fi action movie, I'd give this like a 7.
Yeah.
Not a 10. Not a 9.
Oh yeah.
I'm pushing 7 on like my high
I
days.
don't even that, right? Because even if you were to look at the grand scheme of like sci-fi, like or what sci-fi is or what it can accomplish, this is subpar sci-fi.
Oh yeah.
It's not even mid.
This is that shit that's on the one sci-fi channel.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
This is almost what's his name? Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Rebel Moon.
Yeah, this is like Rebel Moon eras of pushing sci-fi.
Yeah,
it's like just wasting my time. I do like space.
Yeah.
I do like science too. I like science. I did like that they had not Noble. What the fuck is his name? Is it Noble? The little ball.
Oh, the Guilty Spark.
Guilty Spark. I thought that was interesting that he's coming into play. It's very interesting. He was like interviewing him the whole time. I was like, why is this guy here?
Yeah, that felt like an Evangelion episode.
Yeah.
It did.
He's like,
Who
who
the
the
end of Evangelion?
Because he was like, who's that? Like, who's talking to him? Like, I bet he's gonna be fucking that ball. He's like, nah. Like,
Dude, you know what was
it's gotta
crazy?
be.
When the Arbiter died.
I totally forgot we skipped over that.
Yeah.
But as we've been joking this whole time, that's not the real Arbiter.
That's not that. It can't be.
It can't
It's
be.
not the real Arbiter.
Remember, the Arbiter becomes the Arbiter when Master Chief blows up the Halo.
Oh, dude,
So I would like to believe one of the other wars will become the Arbiter.
What if he didn't die?
well, no, he's dead. But I thought it was gonna happen when he's laying on the floor. He's like, "Kill me," blah blah blah. Translate it to this fucker. He's like, "Nah, I know what he said." I thought he was gonna be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna kill him because fuck this guy. He's gonna get no service from me."
You know what's the worst when you look at
no honor.
Yeah.
when you look at a show like this. Is it also this? I mean, this is just me, right? Like anytime, like there's any form of fan service at this point, I'm just like, "Fuck you." that's how I feel.
Oh, I forgot to say, I did like when he landed on the ring.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
And
I
he,
mean,
like,
seeing the
that's
ring,
nice,
right?
that's
Seeing
nice.
the ring is great. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be awe-inspiring, right? Dude, when Cortana says that line, I'm just like, "Fuck you."
What's the line again?
I don't remember it. I can't
Like he said,
remember.
I was episode 4, like, I need my gun or whatever.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like about like
It's like, here's your one line for the show that we've been butchering for you.
it's like you spray painted shit and you fed this and being like, "Here you go.
It's gold.
It's gold." Right.
What do you think of this? Like, what would you rate this season?
I would probably rate
if
season
you've never
1.
seen Halo, well, like, if you never played Halo, it's probably like a solid 9.
Think a 9?
Dude, the casuals love this fucking show.
Even as a show, we're gonna take Halo out of it. It's like a 6 to me.
That's what I said. I think it's a 7. That's a hard 7. Like
this
pushing.
this is not. We're gonna we'll take the shaded glasses. Like this is just going off character arcs. This is just going off like plot development. It is 6 is rating it high.
It's a 5 to me.
If we put Halo in there, it
drops
down to
down.
like a 4 or 3.
The issue is, I think this season's a 3 until you hit the last episodes.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a 4. Because I think the Flood episode was so goddamn good. Like, I know everyone said episode 4 or 3 when fucking Keys dies.
Yeah, when Reach
When
falls.
we follow
Falls
Reach.
Reach.
Everyone was shitting their pants that were casuals. Like, it's so good. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, that was pretty mid.
I'm like, they didn't even show anything happening to Reach. It's just
I mean,
kind of
the
like,
fights
they
were
left.
cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the episode 10 or 9, wherever
Yeah.
Flood comes back in,
8.
8, thank you, whatever, 8, 7, whatever the numbers are.
What do they
That
mean?
episode just picked up so much
And then it just ended.
momentum, and then they ended the season. So personally, which is sad, I am looking forward to season 3.
I don't know what happens. It's the Stockholm syndrome talking at this point.
Well, as a man that watches garbage
Yeah.
for fun,
Yeah.
this is
Before, it
always
wasn't
something.
a roller coaster. It was like flat, right? And then it rose, and then it just ended.
I
He's
feel like
stuck at the top.
it's more like a roller coaster. Like it started off low, it fucked itself, so it dropped down into the ground. It peeped up, and I went to the top on that one episode, and then there's no track, so it just flew off the edge and I died.
And you know what's funny? It's like it went down slowly. So you get none of, because you know the thrill of a coaster is going down, right?
Right.
That is the thrill of a coaster.
Yeah.
So it even robs you of that. It's like the
It went down.
slow
It didn't-
crawl.
It's like that one shitty ride at Lagoon where they go sideways. Like,
Yeah.
that's what happened instead.
But you're eating like a fancy dinner, and that's when it hits. You're like,
But even like as a show, I don't know how you can look at this as a show and say it's good.
I've talked
Dude.
to
I don't understand.
The producers are like, dude, we're doing so well.
talked to one other person who his grandfather was watching it,
Yeah.
and the grandfather liked it.
Yeah.
But he's an old man.
That's
You know, you
fine.
can't trust old people's tastes.
You're right.
Because the only way I can say like someone thinks it's good is they like the flashy pew pew.
But there's not even a lot of that.
No, I know.
If it was
think
like every episode, I'd be like, sure, that's a good
If
fact
you don't
action.
pay attention to the story and you're just there for the vibes, maybe
Maybe
you
it's
have
fine.
a good time.
Maybe it's okay.
Yeah.
That's true. If you watch action movie and then when there's talking, you go get popcorn for
Yeah.
2 hours
Yeah,
and
yeah,
come
when
back to
you're
the
like-
episode.
What happened? Don't care. Pew 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 pew.
Then I can see it. Yeah, fuck that guy. He died saving everybody else. Yeah, metal as fuck.
But like,
You see that laser when it blew up that shit?
I don't
It was
think-
badass.
but I really don't think there's any way you can like look at this show, even outside of the context of an adaptation, and be like, this is good,
Yeah.
because it's not.
Well, I can't wait for season 3. I'm going to be looking forward to this. They haven't announced it yet because
Yeah.
I think they're talking about changing writers and everything.
God.
Because I guess like every so often everything shuffles.
Well, they do. That's just normal.
Yeah.
That's
So I think
normal.
that's why they haven't greenlit 3 from the recording of this.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in the future. I hope season 3 comes out because I love shitting on stuff that is, stuff I love. Fuck you, dude. Put
It's
your
okay.
helmet on.
It's okay. 343's been doing that for like 10 years now.
Yeah, but I stopped. I haven't played the new game yet. So we can't talk about Infinite because I don't know anything about the story.
When is all the Rings season 2 going to come out?
I don't remember.
Or they just scrapped it? Like,
Well,
oh,
I think
this
the
is
writer,
so bad.
the writers finished this, so they're going back to that.
No, because they were filming 2 already.
Yeah.
Because the whole debacle came where they're not going to film in New Zealand anymore because New Zealand didn't provide enough tax breaks, so they were going to film in England.
Yeah.
They're like, you guys fucked this shit up.
Yeah, so they're going to film on a green screen soundstage because that's what everything is filmed on.
Oh, disgusting.
I know, it's gross.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. If you actually like this show, tell us why.
Tell us
in
why.
the comments.
Yeah, tell
I'll
us
never
why.
come back. But if you hated the show, we'd love to also hear why you hated it.
Come commiserate. Like
This
most
side of the
people.
table is very nice on shitting on Halo. My favorite show is over.
What is he going to watch on Fridays?
Can't wait to watch that Buff show with the
Physical
Physical 100. Yeah.
You need to watch Shogun.
I do have to watch Shogun.
Me
I tried
too.
to start it, and then I realized.
And you should watch The Bear if you haven't already. You watched
He's
it.
already
Yeah,
watched
I'm
it.
you
Alright.
watched
caught
it.
up.
Never mind.
Waiting for season 3, baby.
Yeah.
Did you watch Shogun?
I started it.
He fucking started this, but he won't finish fucking Free Run or fucking Heaven's Paradise. He even started Heaven's Paradise. This son of a bitch. Anyway, thanks for watching. Well, check us
Distractions
next
force,
time.
I'm
I'm so
sorry.
fucking pissed off. Have a good
All
one.
right, peace.
Not having